Hello guys and welcome. Today is going to be a mod spotlight. I'm actually going to spotlight 1.5 mods, so to speak. It's going to be a mod spotlight of Modular Powersuits by Machine Muse and Modular Powersuits add-on by Andrew2448. So I'm going to do both at the same time. First thing you need to know, when using this mod, it's recommended that you also use either Industrial Craft 2, Universal Electricity, or, of course, Thermal Expansion. Because to really use this suit you need to power it, and those are the 3 mods, along with some of their add-ons, that can power the suit. So, first thing you want to build in Modular Powersuits is this. It's called a Tinker's Table, and it's not really a crafting table, it's actually exactly what it sounds like, a Tinker's Table. And it looks really cool. Has a really nice model, and it actually doesn't require power, even though it looks like it. I am not going to show you crafting recipes for any of the stuff. And the reason for that is mainly because you can in the config set it to different recipes depending on what other mods you have installed. Like you can set it so it uses GregTech recipes and are much harder and more expensive to make. You can set it so it uses Industrial Craft recipes, so stuff from Industrial Craft is used in the recipes, and so on and so forth. So it wouldn't really matter if I showed you the recipe, because you might not need it. So my suggestion is look at the website, which I will post a link to in the bottom, or have not enough items installed, which will also help you. And the next thing you will want is one of these 5, at least one of them, but I suggest why not make all 5. So once you have them in your inventory, or you can wear some of it. And that's the next thing. Look at this model. It's just a beautiful rendered armor. Really cool model, and well, yeah. So you can, just to show you that you don't need to wear it, doesn't matter, as long as you have it in your inventory you can see them in here. And the little E here means it's equipped. And if I put the pants in here, you can see they no longer show up in the Tinker's Table. So right now my armor and power gauntlet does nothing at all. But I can look here, and these are the modules I have the capability of installing in my suit, or in my helmet. This is. There's even a small arrow, so I can scroll down and up. So this armor section up here exists in the 4 pieces of armor, and it's identical in all 4. So we have the iron plating, and once you click on it you can see down here in the bottom there's an install button and a picture called basic plating. This means you need a basic plating in your inventory to install iron plating on your armor. Now I'm in creative mode, so I can do it without it, but normally you would need this in, and the button would be red if you don't have it. And diamond plating then needs advanced plating. Now up here in your right corner you can see details about this piece of the armor. So we have armor value, energy storage, and weight. Now some things like the diamond plating, let's just add that, and we do that by pressing install, and you can see down here then comes another section, and currently still says 0 armor up here, but we can press here and drag it up, and we start adding armor here, but we also add weight. And the thing is, if your total armor weight, and that's for all 5 pieces, goes above 24 kilograms, correction, 25 kilograms, you start to move slower, and you won't be able to jump as high or run as fast and stuff. So the idea here is to try to keep your weight below 25 in total, or add stuff that makes you ignore those things. So I can add up to 6 armor points in my head with this. And if I at a later point decide I don't want plating in here at all, I can always press salvage, and there is a chance to get it in your inventory. You can see I got it, but you won't always get it. Sometimes it gets destroyed. Then we have the energy section, and that exists on all 5 modules, but it's the first 3 here, the basic battery, advanced battery and elite battery, exist in all 5, and you can install them in all 5 if you want to, or you can install them in just one, because the idea is that the entire suit shares power. So even though if I only install a battery in my chest plate and I have something in my boots that use energy, it will still just draw it from the chest plate. And that means even if you install a battery in your gauntlet, it might still draw power from your legs, for instance. So in my opinion, that's quite cool. Now you can see the energy is there on all of them. Except for those, it's really different for each of the parts. And one thing I will note here is that it does have mod support. So some mods, like in this case forestry, if you have that installed, things will show up that's relevant for that mod. So here you can add an apiarist armor for integrating with bees. You can also, if you have Thorncraft installed, you can add this thermic goggles to your armor, so you will, and they will act exactly like thermic goggles of Thorncraft would. So this is quite cool. I know it says it does not reveal aura nodes, but it does. The text is old, and it has been changed since the text was added. Then we have heat sinks, because I told you that, I may not have told you, but some modules produce heat. And heat sinks help you to keep that heat down, but it also weighs a lot. So that's a balance. You'll have to, how much heat sink do you want in it, compared to how much heat you produce. So I'll just make it into daytime. You can see why, maybe because I'm not. Let's just add a battery here. And once it's installed, you can change the size of the battery, and it adds weight depending on your size. So let's just put it to maximum. And you can see in the right section of my screen, I have suddenly gotten 2 bars and a number. The number is how much power is in my suit, the top number, 750 kilojoules, and below I believe it's heat. And next to it, the 2 bars, you can see there's a little blue in one of them. That's my power, how much power out of when total, and the one next to it is heat. So let's do something that produces heat. Let's add a railgun, and let's just so once you have your power gauntlet with a railgun in it, I can shoot it. It can shoot you up in the air, and you can see it produces heat, and it even set me on fire. And you will take damage from that. And a good way to cool down is water, for instance, and going into a tundra biome, for instance. Bad thing is to be in a desert. I don't think this is a desert. I think it's a beach, but still. So lots of different modules do lots of different things. So, for instance, we can add shock absorbers, so we don't take damage when we fall. We can add jet boots. There's even a jet pack and the glider if you don't have the resources to add the jetpack, cause it's quite expensive. Then the glider will give you the possibility of gliding down. And parachute. So again, saves your life on falling. We have different types of generators, like this thermal generator, that desto more heat you have around you, desto more power it produces. We have a cooling system to help us cool down. We have some cosmetic stuff here. I won't go into all of the modules, as you probably have noticed. I skipped some, but just mostly those that exist in all of them. Like here you have a color module, so you can color your armor. Let's just try to make it green. We have so you can make it transparent. You can even change some of the glow. Oh, sorry. Let's do it like this and go into first. You can see now my armor is green, and the thingies on my shoulders are red. They are the glow modules, the red parts. On the helmets it's the glass. Okay, so on the boots and the legs, there currently isn't any glow modules, only the helmet and the chest. So let's go back in here and see. There's some special stuff here, like a magnet that will pull items towards you, and camouflage and stuff like that. We also on the helmet have the auto feeder, the water electrolyzer, which is quite cool, binoculars, night vision, flight control, quite useful. On the legs we have kinetic generator, which will power you when you move, but produce heat at the same time. We have this uphill steep assist, quite cool. Swim boost, jump assist, sprint assist. So you can see with these you might be able to neglect the weight problem, but you will use power instead. So yeah. You can see on the boots and legs it does show this glow module, and I believe it's for the future, because currently it doesn't change anything. Now in the boots we also have the shock absorbers and jet boots, and then we come to the Gauntlet. Now the Gauntlet has tools like axe, pickaxe, shovel, shears, rototiller, which is basically just a hoe. There's this lux capacitor, let's install that one. We have the Omni wrench, if you have that mod installed. Ore scanner, leaf blower, grafter, again forestry. Melee assist, if you wanted to be able to help you in melee. We have a plasma cannon, railgun, blade launcher, which is just shears on distance, so let's add that just for fun. Let's even add a battery. We have a blink drive, which is a teleporter. We have a diamond drill that requires you to have the pickaxe module already, but it just means it will function like a diamond pick. We also have aqua affinity. We have a crafting table you can add to it. Torch plater, which, well, not really needed if you have the lux capacitor, but it's there. And of course you can color it as well. Okay, if you have several modules on your power gauntlet, not including axe and shovel and stuff, but weapons and stuff like that, you will have to sneak and scroll button. And you can see down there above the power gauntlet, it shifts between modules. The railgun, the lux capacitor, the shears. That's one The lux capacitor is quite cool. You right click to fire it. Fires these small lamps, and they will stick to stuff, even upside down. And I think they're about as powerful as a torch. So, and they use a little bit of power, but not really that much. I think it's 100 joules. And as you can see, I currently have 3.94 megajoules. So, not that bad. Then we have the shears here. As you can see, it's shear stuff. It does damage to mobs and stuff, but not really that much. I would like to show you the jump assist, because it's one of my favorites. Don't put too much on it. That's my suggestion. So now I have the sprint assist and jump assist. You can see I could jump quite far, and that's with it at approximately half its power. So, oh yeah, that's an evil node. And as you can see, it also shears trees. So you can get the leaves, which is quite cool. It will also shear sheep. There's some sheep over there. And if you haven't noticed, I have a bunch of other mods installed for different reasons. But as you can see, it doesn't hurt the sheep, but it does shear them. Now I'm stuck in a hole. I'm in creative mode, so I can always fly. But here you can, now that it's getting night, you can see the lux capacitors in work. Oh, of course, there's a range on them. But still, you can fire them pretty far. They don't work in water, but they add a good amount of light. So, there is one more thing. If you press K, you get this. Now, first things you will need to do is press New, and then choose a key. I will try one. O is already taken, but it still lets you get it. It just shows you it's already taken. Then you can pull your modules, and I have the jump module and the sprint assist. You can pull them out there, and you can see it makes a small string when I'm close to it, and that means this module is now bound to O, and I can even pull this one in. Let's change it to something else, and if you don't want it, drag it down to trash. And let's try J. J is not used. Good. So, jump assist on and off by pressing J, and of course my sprint assist as well. So that's quite neat. And you can do that with most of the modules. Not the modules on the Gauntlet, but you can switch between them and they won't get used when they're not chosen. And they don't use power anyway, so it's okay. And stuff like the shovel, the pickaxe, the axe is always on, so you won't need to have that. And the same with the grafter, you don't have to go for that one. But we can take this one, just to show you. And by keeping right button in, it creates this one slowly, and when you let go, it fires. So that's quite cool. And the railgun does more damage, but it knocks you back and sets you on fire if you shoot it too often. And there's no delay on it. So I don't think there's much more to say about this mod, except go download it, try it out. It has lots of customization. So if you want a good armor, which can do lots of different things, customization, download this, try it out, and tell Machine Muse I sent you. And until I see you again, take care of yourself.